Well, hopefully I get this right. This is like the third time I try recording this, man. I keep on getting lip locked. Today's subjects will be what VPN, what banking I use. But first, let me give you the exchange rate and then I'll be right back with you. So hopefully you don't bail on me afterwards. The VPN I use is right there, as you can see, ExpressVPN. They have all the different deals going on right now. I pay, let me see if I can say it. I pay $70 a year. I pay it by year. I pay $70 a year. And the only reason I do it that way is because just for budget reasons. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't worried about it. And you'll see why when I talk about the bank. I don't worry about them trying to get money out of my account. But this is probably one of the better ones. Probably there was probably ones that are better or worse. It's all up to you and what your needs are. But I use it on my desktop computer. I use it on my smart TV. I use it on my phone. I got two TVs that I use it on. I use it on every appliance, and with that, let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, here it is right here. As you can see right here, and it's connected. And current locations is Dallas. So to avoid any problems, when I connect on either my laptop or my desktop, my phone, or any of my other TVs, I'm always in Dallas. The reason why is because of Hulu. I also have Netflix. Now I use the VPN on Netflix, but they're not so anal about things. Hulu though, if I switch it to Dallas, or if I switch from Dallas to somewhere else on Hulu, you gotta jump through hoops, man. It's a pain in the butt. So I just keep everything on Dallas, Texas, and I'm good to go. And I can watch American TV shows because you can get Hulu or you can get Netflix in the Philippines. But from what I've been told from everybody else is if you have the one from the States being broadcast from the States, it's a lot better. You got more choices. I don't know why, but I guess because of the censoring. But that's what I use. I use VPN, ExpressVPN on everything. I really don't have no complaints. And what the good thing about it is they always change it. They always change their IP and everything like that as far as, so in other words, I never have any problems with it, man. I never have any problems with it. Like I said, Hulu, if you if you like you're using Dallas and all of a sudden decide, well, I want to use like Seattle, Washington, you gotta jump through a whole bunch of different hoops, man, to prove you are who you are. And I just leave it on Dallas, Texas, even if the signal or the speed is lower. I just leave it alone. I just leave it alone. Now the next thing I use, hold on a second, as far as banking, this is what I use. I use Navy Federal Credit Union. Now, me personally, I have no complaints. I had them since I was 20 years old. I'm now going on 60, so that tells you. And they have been my primary bank. I don't use any other bank. Now, who's eligible? You can all read here. You read it right here. That's all who's eligible. And also, you have family members. And yes, if you married to a Philippine citizen, you still can have them put on your Navy Federal. That is up to you. You're all grown ups. You do what you want. You have people from Department of Defense. You know, you can read here. Retired. You also minor membership, children and grandchildren. Now, I don't know if, like, say, once your children or grandchildren, like, get over 21, or I'm pretty sure there's loopholes around it. But if they're over 21 and they got the wife and kids, I don't know if they can do it. They can get on there, but I'm pretty sure there's loopholes. You know. See, I'm not going to tell you anything I don't know, and it doesn't say it in here. You know what I mean? Because I looked, it doesn't say anything in there, and I'm not going to try to BS you and, you know, try to make it out like, you know, it is. Okay, now you got your checking, you got direct deposit, you got an ultimate certificate, you got loans and credits. You can while you're in the Philippines, you can still apply for a loan. I've done it one time, and I was approved for it. Well, I have good credit, and also I've been with the bank forever and a day. So it's membership. Am I eligible? Our field membership is open to armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. All right. The good thing about this is I can't show you, because if I show you, I'll show you my account numbers and on my pad. I don't want to do that, man, especially not in today's society. You can use, which I do, you can use, like I live in the Philippines. I used my address right now for my home of records. They will mail you, when your debit card or credit card or whatever it is expired, they'll mail you one. But if they give you the option of FedEx or something like that, take the FedEx, okay? Because then you have a chain of custody. When you mail by regular mail, once it gets to the Philippines, let's be honest, man, it's a given. You know what I mean? It's going to be a give. They don't have no mailman or anything like that, okay? So it's across your fingers. Now, I'm talking about my area. Now, in other areas, they might have mailmen, but not here, okay? So I just get a FedEx, and they have a carrier service. Yes, you have to pay for it, but I feel it's worth it. But, yeah, you just pay for it, and they have a carrier service that delivers it, and you got to sign for it, okay? They just don't hand it to somebody. You got to sign for it. So that's also cool. And then you get a message from Navy Federal. Hey, did you actually receive this? Yes, I did. All right. So that's my own opinion. Okay. And also, you can freeze your card. Let me see. Let me just give me a second. Okay. Just give me a second, man. Be patient. I'm trying to see if I can do this without my account number or anything like that being shown. And some of you understand. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, this doesn't show nothing. Under here, I don't know if you could see it, and I apologize if you can't. You see profile setting, okay? You hit the profile setting, and that gives you everything you want. And underneath there, you would have travel plans right here. It says travel plans, okay? I'll hold it up there for a second so you can read it. If you can't, I apologize, but I just don't want to show it up here, man. Because then it shows you all my information, and I'm not that computer savvy where I can block everything out. And when you go into travel plans, say you decide you want to come on. Okay, here we go. Under travel plans, you can put in there, add a trip. I'll hold it up there for a second. You add the trip, and then you have the start date, you have the end date, and those when you'll be back to your home address area, and then where you're going. What happens is, if you don't, it just makes sure, say you an emergency comes up and you need to get an ATM, when you're in the Philippines or any other country for that matter, and you need to get money out through an ATM, it's not a delay, it's not a reject. In other words, no, you can't do that because the bank knows you're there. You're in that country. And also, let me see if I can do. Shit. Sorry, but man, I'm sorry. What I always do, let me see, make sure there's no my account number being shown. Okay, let me block something real quick. As you see on here, below my fingers, and if you can't see it, I apologize, okay? Right at this time, I have my debit card frozen. In other words, if anybody tries, with the exception of myself, no, not even myself, if I freeze my card and I try to go to the ATM and I try to use it, it doesn't happen, okay? The transaction doesn't happen because my card is frozen. And it's real easy to do. All you got to do, you see where it says manage card? Okay, you go up there, you hit the manage. And right there, I can't, okay. I'm going to see how I can do this. I'm just afraid somebody will see my numbers, man. And you'll see freezing card. Is that what it says? Yeah. It says freeze card. You put it, you hit that, and you ain't got to give time and dates or anything like that. You just hit freeze card, and that's what happens. Nobody can get money. I always keep my car frozen. In other words, so nobody else can get into it. And I don't know about any other banks. Other banks might do it. I don't know, because this is the only bank I have, so I can't speak about it. But that's what I like. You can use Navy Federal here. You can use your Philippine home address, and you have no problems. I haven't had a problem with Navy Federal since I've been here, And even when I used to travel back and forth, stay here for a little bit, and then I would just put, the travel, and I would put the day I'm leaving the States until the day I come back to the States. Okay? And I never have any problems with it. And also keep in mind, Navy Federal is a military-based bank, and it's not owned by the military, but it's for military members, of course, because I showed you that. Let me do something here quick. Okay, there we go. It's so anywhere there's a military base, and at one time, Navy Federal was just for Navy and Marine and Navy Air, okay? But they opened it up for any kind of branch of service, so anywhere that there is a military base, the chances are there'll be a Navy Federal there. Now, I don't know about all of them, but I know when I was in England, I was at the air base, they had a Navy Federal there. And I know when I was where was I at? Scotland had one when I lived there, but it was a bank, but you couldn't get any money at it. In other words, you go up there and say, I need a withdrawal. You fill out a withdrawal sheet, and they check out your account, blah, 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 through whatever the hell they did it. We're talking back in late 80s. So, and they write you a check. Then unfortunately, you had to go down to the bank that was on base, which was a Scottish bank, and you had to withdraw the money, but you also had to pay a fee. So, whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. But that's how I do it. That's what works for me. It worked all the time. So, hopefully this kind of information help you. VPN is ExpressVPN. My banking is Navy Federal Credit Union. It's a good bank. Even with, I have no worries. They're a good bank. But that's all I got to say, man. So let me let you go. Hopefully I didn't bore you. Hopefully I gave you a little information. Hopefully I didn't confuse. But, no, you're not all stupid. But, all right, I'll talk to you all later. You be good to yourself. You be good to each other. And have a wonderful day. Bye for now.